Interview with the Vampire director Neil Jordan explains how Tom Cruise stalled a sequel, and the actor's reasoning has now become a big career trend. Based on Anne Rice's 1976 novel, the 1994 fantasy horror film follows San Francisco reporter Daniel Mallory, Christian Slater, as he engages in a sit-down interview with Louis de Pointe du Lac, Brad Pitt, a vampire who recounts his life story. Cruise stars in the film as Lestat de Lioncourt, the vampire who first turned Louis. Interview with the Vampire was a hit at the box office, but no direct sequel ever materialized. In a recent interview with Variety, Jordan reveals that an Interview with the Vampire sequel did actually get quite far along in the writing process. The director reveals, however, that Cruise didn't want to reprise his role as Lestat as part of a larger reluctance to make sequels, and that essentially killed the project. Check out Jordan's explanation below. What Interview with the Vampire 2 would have meant for Tom Cruise's career. Cruise's sequel rule didn't change until the 2000s. Tom Cruise with his arms folded as Lestat in Interview with the Vampire. In the 1990s, Cruise hadn't made a sequel to any of his films. And this was despite starring in some successful ventures, including Cocktail, 1988, Rain Man, 1988, A Few Good Men, 1992, The Firm, 1993, and Jerry Maguire, 1996. Cruise's first ever sequel wouldn't arrive until 2000 with Mission Impossible 2, a sequel to his 1996 espionage classic Making Interview with the Vampire 2, then, would have marked Cruise's first sequel, as it almost certainly would have arrived before 2000. Cruise's career now, of course, is almost entirely dominated by sequels. Cruise has now made 7 Mission Impossible movies, for example, with an 8th on the way. He also starred in 2022's acclaimed Top Gun, Maverick, as well as 2 Jack Reacher films. There also continues to be calls for Edge of Tomorrow 2, a sequel to his 2014 sci-fi action film Our Take on Interview with the Vampire 2. The follow-up to the movie was better than a true sequel. Tom Cruise as Lestat bleeding a woman's wrist into a glass in Interview with the Vampire. Cruise's role in Interview with the Vampire was an interesting part of the film, and it would have been exciting to see him return as Lestat for a sequel all about his character. That being said, the franchise did end up returning in the form of the Interview with the Vampire TV show on AMC. The show enjoys an impressive 98% score on Rotten Tomatoes, which beats the movie's 63%. It's ultimately for the best that Cruise changed his mind about sequels, as many of his best movies have been follow-ups to other movies. It's unclear if the Interview with the Vampire sequel would have been an improvement over the original, but Jordan's story speaks to the power that Cruise had in Hollywood at the time and that he still has now.